let's go to New Atlantis again. Let's try and figure out some stuff with the, let's try and figure out some stuff with, you know, I think it was the Sanctum Universum, right? And plus, we need to put some stuff into our ship. But at least we got justice for the Free Star Collective. I'm glad we managed to get somewhere. Help out the people of the Free Star. Hopefully that will, you know, not all UC things and stuff like that are operating for purely just the UC. We're operating for the welfare of the entire Free Star. Well, the entire universe, really. You know? Right, Sanctum Universum over here, right? It's kind of hard being back here, Sam. Oh yeah, I told you, we gotta help Sergeant Yumi too. Oh, Mateo looks like he's came ahead of me.
The colony war. No winners there, just orphans and mourners.
Keeper Aquilus, can we have a moment?
Oh, Mateo. It's been too long. How are your parents? Your mother still struggling with that azalea garden?
No, she figured that out a while ago. Had to adjust the pH levels in the soil. But, Keeper, I didn't come to catch up.
Oh. Well, what's on both your minds?
We need to talk about the Unity.
Oh. Yeah. How humanity comes together. How we are to love each other even as our universe becomes even more complex.
That's not exactly what we mean. Keeper, when you talk about unity, well, does it mean anything else? Something secret?
Perhaps we should talk about this inside.
That's not the answer I was looking for.
Now that we have a little privacy, why don't you tell me exactly what it is that brought you two here?
It started with the discovery of these anomalies, these artifacts.
They're like nothing we've ever seen, Keeper. Gravitational distortion, sub-audio harmonic sequencing, unidentifiable energy fluctuations.
I caught half of that. So, these things are unusual? Even in your experience? There have always been mysteries that seem to defy our understanding of the universe. Beyond rational thought, we enter life as an act of someone else's faith in us. There's no way of knowing who we will become, and yet the risk is made anyway. So you've pushed into the unknown, not knowing where it would take you. And it's brought you here.
We know it's a stretch, but we can hope, you know, can you help us?
I think I can. If you're willing to find your way in the dark for a bit longer, I can give you a path to discovering its meaning. There's an old story, far older than the Sanctum Universum, of someone who walked the settled systems and saw every corner of it. This pilgrim claimed he found the true meaning of unity. I always thought of it as just a parable for trying to bring humanity together, but maybe it's more.
Let's hear the story then.
In my story, the pilgrim met the founders of the House of Enlightenment and the enigmatic cult of the Varun. And he gave them each a part of the truth. Then he goes to his final resting place to live out the rest of his days in contemplation of infinitum addendum, his addition or contribution to the infinite. But what if the story isn't a metaphor, but a code? A way of finding the pilgrim again, or at least his grave.
What? Okay. Infinite, yeah, whatever you just said. That's an odd saying, very specific.
Yes, something must be there. I just can't put my finger on it. Maybe the answer will become clear when we have more. The House of Enlightenment and Varun have versions of this story.
Fine, I'll talk to them.
The enlightened work out of the well here in New Atlantis, helping the poorest citizens find a better life for themselves. The rune worshippers are more enigmatic, but there is a lone zealot that was captured recently for attacking UC ships. I visited her a couple of times. Hopefully, she'll be willing to talk to you as well.
I'll stay here with the Keeper. We need to catch up. And I wouldn't mind asking him a few more questions.
Yeah, you do that. Okay. Interesting. Whatever this guy's talking about. Like, I don't have a clue, but okay. I guess we'll talk to the Enlightened first. I imagine the Varun person isn't heading anywhere. I'm pretty sure we helped out these guys before, right? Did a little job for them. Hey.
Run a number of social programs, from financial aid to food banks. If it's about the financial or food assistance programs, we are backlogged. Don't worry, we're doing everything we can. Oh, we're not. Sorry. Can I help you?
Keeper Aquilus sent me. I need to talk to you about the Pilgrim.
It's actually important, as strange as that may seem.
Listen, I've talked about this with him a ton of times, and there's no record of a Unity Pilgrim. But since you both insist, our early records are mostly administrative. Humanitarian projects, group counseling notes, charity expenditures. But there is a series of exchanges the founding members recorded in a lot of detail. It's the closest thing I have to what Aquilus is describing.
Let's hear it then.
A man walks into the first House of Enlightenment. The founding members just call him the Drifter. So they think he's a charity case at first, but no, the Drifter asks them a bunch of questions. If your philosophy is built on an individual's own morality, what about the second person? That second person might disagree. Isn't the problem of two what you're really looking for? And the founders respond, each individual must understand how the second person lifts them up. All of human effort is a story of cooperation pushing us forward. And it kind of goes on like that. He comes back every week for a year. Same conversation every time. Second person this, the problem of do that.
What? Well, no, I like helping people. I like there being people. What do you mean? But unity means one, so it's about... Okay. Maybe there's a message hidden on what he's saying.
Honestly, I think the founding members made it all up. There was a little more hesitation being openly atheist in the early days. I think they were experimenting with writing their own scripture. Fortunately, that got abandoned pretty quick. After the records of the Drifter end, you never see anything like it again.
I suppose, thank you. You've given me a lot to think about.
Always happy to help. If you'll excuse me, I've got a lot of aid efforts to coordinate.
Good luck with them. If you ever need my help, just ask. Alright, that was a bunch of mumbo jumbo. Hopefully we can find something that makes sense. Maybe the House Varun prisoner will have something? Hey!
A visitor? I have all the company I need.
I know you've talked to Keeper Aquilus about the Varun faith.
He knows not the truth. He sends another to ask more incessant questions.
I never can make heads or tails of these guys.
The Great Serpent waits in the shadows. He will entwine the universe, and all but the faithful will be made as dust. That is the truth. No more, no less.
Keeper Aquilus spoke of a pilgrim. I need to know more about him.
It would be really helpful if you told us about it. If that even matters in the slightest to you.
Yes, I have spoken to your keeper about this. I will tell you what I told him, and then you will leave me. Jinan Varun meets the unbeliever. He gives false prophecy to Jinan. But such is Jinan's conviction in the Great Serpent, he does not hesitate. He cuts the unbeliever down. But the unbeliever returns. Jinan realizes the Great Serpent is testing him, and he will not be found wanting. 4 times they fight. Over 120 rotations of the planet they are on. Remember these 4 battles, Jinan, the unbeliever says. Remember these 120 rotations. But Jinan knows this is blasphemy, and delivers the killing blow. That is all.
It can't be the dude we fought. We kept on killing him and he kept on coming back. I think I understand. I don't...
Then we are done. Leave me.
You making heads or tails of this, Sam? God, I wish Andrea was here. She could really make this sound...
Ever wonder how the Crimson Fleet seems to be everywhere? It's because they have little outposts everywhere.
Do you got time for a quick chat? I'd appreciate it when you're able.
Sure.
Or doesn't get too much underfoot. Freestar Rangers. You did that dirty work and then some. So how'd you feel wearing the badge?
It felt really good. I enjoyed the work.
Well, good on you. It takes a certain type of person to thrive there. Me, I never cared much for being a ranger. Too many of them try to force the world to be only black and white when it's anything but. Take Ron Hope. I mean, the guy's a legend. Before him, Polvo was a desperate, depressing place. Everything he did was to keep his people employed, to keep Hope Tech standing in a backstabbing world of megacorp politics.
I think it was all about power and greed with Ron Hope. Yeah, it is. I suppose it is complicated, but he shouldn't have done what he did.
Not many of us can create something like he did. Tough calling what to do with Ron Hope. Taking his hush money wouldn't have sat right with me. But I wonder what's going to happen to Hopetown without him.
People died. Mr. Hope has to face justice for what he did.
I think Paxton Hall went out of control. But no doubt Ron Hope bears some responsibility. As much fun as it is being a ranger, I hope you can start focusing on Constellation business. There's plenty of mysteries left in the good old Milky Way to discover.
Yeah, we're done with the... Well, until they need me or anything, I guess. I just hope I'm not called up for war and they both call me up and be like...
Goes into the pond. Or she did. God, that was ages ago.
You know, this place is beautiful. Is that a door? Wait a minute. This symbolism looks similar to... Where did Mateo go? Hey.
Oh, you're back. What did you learn? Was there something hidden in their stories, like we thought?
The Enlightened story used the word second and two. I spoke to the Varun Zealots. He said Juan fought 4 times over 120 days. Yeah.
Planets are often named by number. That second might mean the second planet in the system. What else did you learn?
I spoke to Varun Zealot. Said Juan fought 4 times over 120 days.
If there really is a location the Pilgrim wanted us to find, those do sound awfully like coordinates. Was there anything else?
In your story, the Pilgrim contemplates infinite and addendum. That must mean something.
Yes. What he added to infinity. Maybe that points to a name. If we're looking for his resting place, we'd need to know the name of the star system, wouldn't we? Let's see. We have something that could be coordinates. Something that could point to a planet in the system. But what's the name of the system? Infinitum addendum. What if we break down the parts? No systems named finite or add. That just leaves in and dumb. Well, that's certainly how I feel.
Yeah, I think I've been there before. Yeah.
Yes, that's it. The second planet in Indum, at 4 and 120. That's where you'll find the Pilgrim's resting place. And from there, maybe you'll find the true meaning of unity. Before you go, you've now spoken to many different perspectives in our universe. In a way, you'll be carrying their philosophies with you on this journey. I know you're looking for a specific unity, but if you had to guess what it was, what interpretation would you give it?
I don't know. There's something sacred out there, bringing everything together. It's just a word, and I take responsibility for finding it, not pray. Maybe something's bringing stuff together.
Ah, but what makes something like that holy? Gravity is also a force that brings things together. Should that be sanctified?
No, it's just a force of nature. Unity is something greater.
It is one of the great contradictions of belief. We feel the presence of something out there, but we insist that it is also everywhere. So you think this word unity describes that divine unknowableness that the pilgrim searched for?
This guy's really hard to follow. Can we just get a straight answer?
Well,
Nail on the head.
any longer. This has been fun, I have to admit. Go, find your truth.
Okay, Sam. So we're finding a dude called the Pilgrim, and we're finding his last resting place on Indum. On Indum, okay. And that apparently came from the... Oh, okay. The second or the first? Thank God we've got cleverer people than us. And I'm a professor, and that sounded complicated. Seems a bit... Oh, what's this? It's always not... Oh, a book. Pilgrim's Writings. Oh, crap. The ridiculous simplicity of mundane humans never ceases to amaze me. My worst instincts, the evil spirit, draw me towards the form of contempt for them. But I remember that I privy to that which is they are not. I cannot and should not judge them for lack of vision, when I know very well the blinders which obscure their sight. I once wore them myself, after all. I hope for their sake that they may someday understand, but for my sake I wish to be left alone. This must have been here for ages. This must be like early, too. So there is the crux of my troubles. To accomplish anything I need to work with other people. I need assistance, I need workers, I need hands. As we work together, one second, they inevitably ask questions, and I can never help at talking. It starts innocently enough. They want to understand how someone who believes in science can also believe in the divine. Or they have their own misunderstanding instilled by some borderline religious remnant. My weakness is my inability to let alone. I want them to understand, so I try, gently as I might, to nudge their minds along the bright path. Then there are follow-ups and followings. The trouble is that I generally care for these people. It would seem much easier if I didn't. Number 3. Today, in soft voice, my assistant asked me if there is anything above the Unity. It was all I could do to keep from shouting that I could scarcely comprehend the misunderstanding that would lead to such a question. I suppose. It was asked honestly, and I answered the best I could, but even my closeted confidence here, I can fail to grasp the most basic of these truths. Why am I bothered to explain any of it to any of them? Every word that drops from my mouth gets gobbled up, misheard, misremembered, misunderstood, and mistranslated before I can issue the slightest clarification. People are necessary, but people are madness. I attempted to withdraw, to go off alone, to communicate with Unity in my own way. They followed, of course, they followed. Before... At last, a bit of peace. A piece of peace? Is that anything? Is that funny? Why am I trying to be funny? Have they driven me mad at last? Is there a difference between writing to myself and talking to myself? The former certainly seems more acceptable than the latter. I recall again my mind as my own, and that even only it exists. That's sufficient for me to believe in everything else. The Unity has restored me once more. The time I act alone for now. Myself is a formidable opponent. I should have accepted as much, but vanity is, thankfully, not among my vices. Regardless, it turns out time spent in solitude is, in my case, time with a very sick man, or whatever it is that I have become. I don't like this person. This guy is confusing. Could this all just be... Well then, what have the Starborn got to do with the Pilgrim? Or is the Pilgrim a Starborn? Gotta figure this out. Did we get number 4? Is that a double check? Don't want to get spoilers. Oh, okay. I find myself thinking about his various pasts and my possible futures. I imagine continuing on the road, acquiring more power and knowledge and more development of myself. I imagine passing through once more to another world to begin the process anew. What is noticeable here, that the road doesn't seem gratifying. Every step is one more intrinsic reward, and I feel myself anticipating the pleasure and seeing more content version of myself in the future. Then, for the sake of considering all possibilities, I imagine if I took a different path, if I stopped running, stopped seeking to gather my own power, if I embrace the twingles of compassion I feel in my heart, and let myself care for the people who I seem to gather about me whenever I try to work, if I simply lived and taught and perhaps brought others to the light and died. That road seems gratifying. I also see a contented version of myself in the future. Here is the difference, though. When I stop thinking about the glories that I could achieve for myself, the pleasure fades away immediately. Nearly immediately. When I stop thinking about saying and building something, the feelings endures. There is something more sustaining about it, more fulfilling. I don't know if that difference signifies, but I am grateful for the time I've taken to notice it. Oh. If you came seeking the right answers, you will know the right question. What is the Unity? I return your question with a question. If you have read my writings, what is the burden of people? Yeah, people are necessary, but people are madness. Who is the most formidable opponent? Myself. Where does the enduring content from? In stopping and embracing compassion? Or was it in growing, becoming stronger? I think it was that one, wasn't it? You came here seeking the true meaning of unity. If you wish to find it, there is one final piece of myself in the next room. I found my own answer a long time ago, but not in the way I was expecting. I hope your journey gives you the truth. Are we gonna find a dead guy in here? No. Mind if I do? Pilgrim's final writings. I don't know what the correct answer is. I might never. Increasingly, though, I am comfortable with not knowing. The more I reflect on being here, in this world, in this time, the more I think it is precisely where I need to be. This time will be different. It won't be about me, so I won't have to run. I can actually build something with an intent instead of scrambling to fix something that others create in my name. It can be something beneficial. I can build something beneficial. I can be something beneficial. I'm leaving behind that other person. This world has no place for him. Let him die. Let me live to enlighten the blessed universe before me. You have found the end of my journey, but to know everything, you must find its beginning. On Hala 2. The island hides the scorpion. The islands hides the scorpion, and the scorpion's sting hides the truth. Find the scorpion. Okay. Give me much to think about. So where's the pilgrim buried, eh? Alright, keep focused. Might be some bugs around. Ow. Stupid jetpack. What is this? Let's get some mag shear going. Oh crap.
Yeah, I was just taking a siesta.
Just take it easy, Sam. Definitely gonna have to use this weapon a little bit. What? What does this mean? Maybe get away from that? What are we trying to line up here? Go to the last star of the Scorpius constellation. Gotcha. Come on. Here?
It can't be. You found me. I knew I made the right choice in letting you go.
What do you mean?
Oh, please. Did you think I couldn't have found you again? Extinguished that little spark of competition for the artifacts before it grew stronger. I wanted to see what you would do. And I haven't been disappointed.
Keeper Aquila sent me to find the true meaning of unity.
You did. Now it's all starting to make sense. You should come aboard. There's another Starborn here who is very interested in meeting you. I can speak for myself.
The emissary?
Constellation ship. You weren't invited to this meeting, but much of our conversation has been about you. It's only fitting you should join us. I will personally guarantee your safety as long as you come in peace. And think of it as a ceasefire meeting. Your one shot at getting those answers you must desperately want.
I have no reason to trust the Starborn, any Starborn.
I told you I would leave you alone, and I did. Don't make me regret that decision. You killed one of their own. They have good reason to feel threatened. All of us should feel threatened by each other. That comes with the territory. The question is, whether you take the risk and talk to us, or you can run away and bask in the dark. Your choice.
Alright, I'm not gonna fire on him. But Tech even managed to integrate?
Docking procedure is complete.
Trying to quell the anger with me.
Hello. Again. Do you remember the emissary, perhaps? And their ship, the Helix? I believe they ambushed you above Neon and demanded that artifact you worked so hard to gain.
Thank you for the stellar introduction. Your success is unprecedented. Before you came, we were just discussing how continued use of force against you is unwise.
All we ever wanted to do was to talk to you, and you attacked us.
Yes, we did. We are not a monolithic people. The Starborn are individuals. Some are united in cause. Others are in it for themselves.
We are all in it for ourselves. Some of us are just more honest. The emissary threatened your ship, demanded you hand over your artifact. How is that so different from what I did?
We needed to warn you off. Every encounter with one of our kind could spell disaster.
For whom, exactly? I say whoever can collect them should.
Doesn't justify murder.
And who gets to say that? You? Me? The emissary?
I have debated morality for near infinity, and all I have found are groups of people enforcing their will on others. Rules and laws spoken as principles, but backed by arms and violence.
Enough. We have more to discuss. The Unity. You are on the path to it. It is a place, a gateway. It is where we were reborn.
I will admit, I did not think you would get this far. But then most of the settled systems can be quite confusing to me, still.
Okay.
I'm not who you think I am. This universe is only the first one you've been to. I've seen hundreds. Where I came from, I was the one who stayed at the lodge to protect the artifacts. You died on board the Eye, while we held off the Hunter.
One of me, at least.
I collected the remaining artifacts, and they opened the way to the center of my universe, and the doorway to an infinite number of others. That is the Unity. When I stepped into it, I became a Starborn. It is how I've entered other worlds, including yours.
What? Oh, So the Unity is where the artifacts are from? The temples?
They are all connected.
But both of you are trying to keep it from people.
I have to. This is bigger than all of us. All the artifacts are needed to complete the Armillary and open the way to the Unity. In every universe, the Starborn fight over them. Innocent people die. You've witnessed the power granted by the temples, the anarchy that can be unleashed. Someone has to decide who should get them.
Here it comes. The emissary tells you only the worthy should enter heaven.
You're twisting what I mean.
They're hypocrites. They use the chaos caused by the hunt for the artifacts to establish an order where they decide who's worthy. I attacked your lodge because I wanted the artifacts, and you held me off. You got away. That wasn't some morality play. You didn't survive because of righteousness. You won because of persistence, luck, and skill. As I have done countless times.
I was also human once. But what does it matter who or what I was when eternity is within your grasp?
What? Keeper Aquarius knows some other version of the same people. This can't be what? Keeper Aquarius? No, some other version, same person.
You're learning. My other self wants you to walk the path he walks. To give up. To appreciate the universe you have. Easy for a person who's seen everything, done everything. I think you should see it for yourself.
You've never come this far, not in all the universes I have seen. The path to the Unity is opening to you.
You're going to tip the scales one way or another. Better your hand be on one of our sides.
So I help one of you, we combine our artifacts and enter the Unity?
Bingo.
I want a truce. Between all three of us. Give you some time to think over which approach to the Unity is the one you want. Mine, or the Hunters?
Yes. Let's see how willing you are to live under someone else's rules. Just remember, one of us isn't trying to judge you.
This is blowing my mind. So, okay, there is... Oh, just me in here. Hey.
I'll tell you everything I can. I'm sure you have more questions.
What exactly is the armory?
When all of the artifacts are assembled, the device they create is called the Armillary. In many ways, it's a model of the multiverse itself. Through it, you can reach the Unity. And from there, you can become Starborn.
So you try to protect the artifacts, keep them from being abused?
You've seen the terror the Hunter causes. Every time a Starborn goes through the Unity, they get more artifacts, find more temples, gain more power. We can't let more like him abuse these gifts to destroy whatever is in their way.
Oh. So he's an individual, but a bad individual in the universe. Who was I in your universe? What was I like?
Different. I never know who you are when I meet a new version. But so much of you stays the same. It is hard, but each universe is precious in its own way. Mine will never have its original you in it again, as yours won't have its real me.
What happens when you enter the Unity?
It is not an easy experience to describe, but the Unity will speak to you, offer you the chance to become Starborn. You will be leaving this universe behind to be reborn. Everything you were before will be gone. Maybe that is why it offers the choice. Compassion, or is it testing us?
The emissary and their kind only want to control you. The Unity is meant for whomever can get there. Don't fall for that talk of worthiness.
You called the emissary a hypocrite. Why?
They enter the Unity, take artifacts from others, employ force. All the things I do. I am many things, but I would never tell anyone what to do with their gifts. That is your decision, not someone else's. The emissary wants to become the judge of who gets to enter, but the Unity itself doesn't judge.
After you attacked the lodge, why did you let me go?
To see what would happen, of course. You might not understand just how many times I've done this. Usually, you're the one who ends up dead, and whoever cries over your body goes on to become the emissary. Sometimes I manage to get you all bunched up and take care of the problem in one go. Sometimes the emissary has gotten to me first, and I never arrive. Hundreds and hundreds of variations of me, packing through Constellation. And it's almost never you. You making it to your ship on your own. It's new. I took it as a sign. I don't get many of those anymore.
You had this meeting because of me?
No, we always end up having this meeting at this time. But it's the usual affair. Can we make peace? No. Oh, how tragic. Honestly, I was beginning to wonder why I kept attending. And it's a bad habit I started a long time ago. Perhaps I just like meeting the emissary to gloat. But you have provided something quite new to talk about. Maybe you're a random die roll. Or maybe the Unity is finally responding to all my hard work.
Why did you attack us?
I've simply found that it's the quickest way. Talking, forming alliances, waiting for the right moment to commit theft. It's all so tiresome. I'll admit, you getting away has been the most interesting thing to happen in quite some time. As soon as I realized what had happened, I knew I needed to wait until this meeting with the emissary to decide what to do about you.
What is the Unity to you? Why kill for it?
Whoever created the artifacts and built those temples is playing a game with us. One whose prize is access to the center of all creation. There are no rules. Whoever gets all the pieces wins. And I've won. Over and over. I don't kill for the Unity. I find the easiest pathway to it.
So you guys didn't build the artifacts. Crap. Okay, that's interesting.
Before you leave, I want to give you something. A way to another artifact, but also a lesson in how dangerous they can be. Seek the moon of Old Earth. There are secrets there that you must discover for yourself. Here. To open the way.
Thank you. All I ever wanted was answers.
And I am sorry we have not always been forthcoming. I hope you will see what I have seen. You should also talk to your colleagues in Constellation. I am sure they have gathered more information on the remaining artifacts in the fringes of space. Part of me wonders what they will all say about what you have learned. But I will leave that to you.
That's a lot of stuff to take in. Wow, okay, so there's... Huh. By the sounds of it, there's different universes, and... This one had... The one that Andrea came from had me die instead of her, and... Huh. So I suppose that means... That's crazy, she's a Starborn now, and... Looks like more powerful than me in, like, you know, in every way. Oh, okay.